The dissolution of a marriage after nearly 2 decades is a seismic event in any life, but when it involves icons like Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban, it reverberates through the cultural ether like a mournful country ballad. Their union, a transcontinental love story that bridged Hollywood's red carpets with Nashville's honky-tonks, has quietly crumbled, with the country star's decision to establish his own living space serving as the poignant punctuation mark on their separation. At 58, Kidman, the luminous Australian actress whose career spans Oscar-winning depths in The Hours to binge-worthy thrills and Big Little Lies, finds herself adrift in a sea of solitude, her efforts to mend the marital rift thwarted by the inexorable pull of diverging paths. Sources intimate to the couple reveal that the split was not a sudden rupture but a gradual drift, exacerbated by months of physical and emotional distance that rendered reconciliation a fading mirage. Urban's move into a solo Nashville pad, a modest retreat amid the music city's neon glow, crystallized the finality, leaving Kidman to grapple with a heartbreak that cuts deeper than any script she's ever embodied. Their romance, kindled in the electric haze of a 2005 Los Angeles gala, was the stuff of tabloid fairy tales, a second-act redemption for two souls scarred by prior tempests. Kidman, fresh from the high-profile implosion of her 11-year marriage to Tom Cruise, a union that produced two adopted children, Isabella and Connor, but ended amid whispers of irreconcilable differences, craved a partner who could harmonize with her nomadic existence. Enter Urban, the 57-year-old New Zealand-born troubadour whose gravelly timbre and guitar-strumming vulnerability had already conquered country charts with hits like Somebody Like You. Their courtship was swift and cinematic, a blind date that blossomed into a Sydney beachside wedding in June 2006, where Kidman, radiant in a flowing cerulean gown, exchanged vows under the Southern Cross with 230 guests bearing witness. The ceremony, infused with Maori traditions from Urban's heritage and Aussie flair, symbolized a merging of worlds, her cerebral intensity with his soulful simplicity. They welcomed daughters Sunday Rose in 2008 and Faith Margaret via surrogate in 2010, completing a blended family that became their North Star. Publicly, they were the epitome of enduring glamour, arm in arm at the CMAs, Urban serenading her with custom ballads, Kidman crediting him as her rock in acceptance speeches. Privately, however, the strains of stardom began to fray the seams, her globe-trotting for Moulin Rouge, sequels and HBO prestige projects clashing with his relentless tour schedules, turning shared moments into rare commodities. The pandemic, with its cruel isolation, accelerated the erosion. While Kidman hunkered down in Nashville for the undoing reshoots, her poised portrayal of an unraveling lawyer mirroring her own mounting anxieties, Urban pivoted to virtual concerts that kept him tethered to stages from afar. By 2023, the fault lines were evident. Her immersion in Expats, a Lulu Wang-directed Amazon series exploring expatriate ennui in Hong Kong, demanded months in Sydney and London, while Urban's The Speed of Now album promotion pulled him into European arenas. Insiders recount dinner table silences stretching into weeks of minimal contact, punctuated by hurried FaceTime calls with the girls. Kidman's determination to salvage the marriage was Herculean. She enrolled in couples therapy, carving out reconnection weekends at their Tennessee farm where they rode horses at dawn and penned love letters by firelight. Nick fought with everything she had, a confidant shares. She saw it as her greatest role yet, saving the family she'd built from scratch. But Urban's resolve hardened. Sources say he confided in bandmates about feeling like a touring ghost in his own home, the constant compromise chipping away at his creative fire. His High and Alive World Tour, launched in May 2025, became the breaking point, a grueling itinerary of sold-out stadiums from Sydney to Stockholm that left Nashville feeling like a pit stop rather than a port. The physical manifestation of their separation came subtly, as these things often do in elite circles where discretion is currency. Urban's new abode, a sleek two-bedroom loft in East Nashville's eclectic Edge Hill Village, materialized over the summer, outfitted with vintage guitars, a home studio and minimalist decor that echoed his solo artistry. It wasn't a dramatic exit with moving vans and media leaks, rather, a quiet accumulation of overnights that blurred into permanence. Kidman, ever the stoic, masked the sting during her London stint for the erotic thriller Baby Girl, where she channels a high-powered executive's illicit affair with visceral intensity. But upon returning to Tennessee, the reality crashed like a wave. Empty closets, unanswered calls, the echo of his laughter absent from Sunday Rose's piano recitals. Their last public sighting together, in June at a raucous World Cup watch party in Nashville, now reads like a farewell frame, hands clasped in a sea of cheering fans, but eyes betraying a quiet resignation. The announcement of their split, delivered through joint statements to outlets like People, was elegantly sparse. After 19 beautiful years, we have decided to part ways amicably, prioritizing our daughter's well-being above all. No acrimony, no asset wars, just the ache of what was. In the aftermath, Kidman has retreated into a cocoon of familial fortitude, leaning heavily on her younger sister Antonia Kidman, a documentary filmmaker whose grounded presence has been a lifelong anchor. The siblings, daughters of Sydney surgeon Anthony Kidman and the late Antonia St. John, share a bond forged in the fires of early fame, Nicole's dead-calm breakout at 21 thrusting them into scrutiny. Antonia's recent projects, including a poignant series on climate refugees, have provided diversionary deep talks over herbal teas and coastal walks. With her daughters, Kidman pours maternal energy into rituals that reaffirm continuity, baking lavender scones with Faith, who at 14 harbors dreams of equestrian stardom, guiding Sunday Rose, a budding painter, through gallery submissions in Sydney. The girls, acutely aware of the shift, have responded with resilience. Sunday penning a family playlist of Urban's hits remixed with Kidman's film scores, Faith sketching portraits of their unbreakable trio. Urban, meanwhile, channels his solitude into songcraft, teasing tour anthems laced with wistful introspection. Co-parenting logistics, hashed out by high-powered attorneys, ensure shared holidays and school events, but the emotional geography has redrawn. Drop-offs at neutral cafes, texts coordinating braces appointments. This heartbreak, for Kidman, is layered with echoes of past fractures. The Cruz divorce's tabloid torrent, the phantom pregnancies that led to Faith's surrogacy. Yet, her track record of Phoenix-like rebirth is legendary, channeling the Hour's Virginia Woolf despair into an Oscar, transforming Destroyer's gritty cop into a tour de force. As Baby Girl gears up for a 2026 release, rumored to be her most daring role yet, blending eyes wide shut eroticism with Gone Girl suspense, she's poised to alchemize pain into performance. Urban's solo space, once a symbol of severance, may yet become a footnote in their shared lore.